Hey man, tired of blending in with the rest of the guys in her life? Do you want to make a difference in her world? Do you want to make an impact? If the answer is yes, keep watching. I believe that it is essential to be the exception to the rule, to be the guy that stands out in her mind like, man, I've never been around a guy like this before. And what most guys try to do is they just try to, get in good with her, just go along to get along and all those kinds of things, and be overly nice and overly sweet and all that kind of thing. And there's a time and a place for, being sweet and all that kind of stuff. But here's the deal. What most guys don't do, they don't plan things out well. Now, if you've been following this video series at all, which I hope that you have, we've been going over the psychology of modern flirting's attraction ladder. Okay, and so each video in this playlist is one rung of the ladder after another. And it's just like any ladder that you're trying to climb to the top, I'm a firm believer in small chunking things and taking it one step at a time, getting really good at one concept and then moving on to the next one. And so that's what we've been doing, is going through this video series, explaining each rung of the ladder, helping you along to get up that ladder, to get the type of lifestyle that you want and build the type of attraction that you're looking to get and looking to have. So what we're talking about in this particular rung of the ladder is adventure. All right. Now, who doesn't want to go on an adventure, man? I mean, who just wants to sit home and do nothing all day long and all night? And if you do have a girl that you're kicking it with or whatever, we're just gonna sit around and play Scrabble and Hungry Hippo or something. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, there's gotta be more out there, more experiences to share, more adventure to be had, right? So I'm a big advocate of going out and doing things. And listen, here's the deal. What most guys don't do is exactly this. And because they don't do this, they don't stand out. You're just like the last guy that she dated. You're just like the last 10 guys that she's dated, who they just don't plan anything and they just kind of do the run-of-the-mill, same old stuff that every other guy does with her. Okay? Oh, what do you want to do? She's like, oh, I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh, that sounds good. We'll just do that instead of just planning it out. Now, I did a video on the date, okay? This goes a little hand in hand with that, all right? And so when you're planning a date, when you're actually going out on the date, see, the last video was more about planning it. This is about actually executing it, okay? So I'm gonna break it down for you. We're gonna get into it right now. Number one, bouncing. Okay, look, man. How many times have you went out with a girl and it kind of looks like this? You're gonna meet up maybe for a couple of drinks or maybe for dinner or something like that. And you're sitting across from her and everything just kind of happens there. You spend the next 2 hours, 3 hours, however long, just sitting across from each other with all the focus and emphasis on each other. How many times have you done that? Or if you got really spirited, you went to dinner and a movie. Oh, there's an example of something that hasn't been done a million times. That's really unique. Do you really think that she wants to go to dinner and a movie? Give me a break. So here's the deal. What you want to do is find an area, find a place that there's multiple options of things to go do. This could be whatever part of your town. Now, I'm gonna have to leave this up to you because I don't know where you live. But if you live in any kind of area that's going to have an area of town that kind of has a few different venues or a few different bars or a few different atmospheres. When I say atmospheres, what I mean is like general energy differences. Now, I'm not trying to get woo-woo on you, but what I mean by energy differences is that each venue has a different type of intensity to it. So one atmosphere might be really high energy, right? The boom boom club, blah blah blah. It's a crazy atmosphere. As to where you might go to somewhere else that's a little more chill. Maybe you go get hookah. and the hookah bar is really chill atmosphere. Maybe you go to a sports bar. We're just kind of baseline atmosphere. We're just average, right? So each of these places are going to have different atmospheres to them. What you want to do is you want to get all those types of energies, as many types of energies as you can inside of one date, one hangout, one designated time that you're going to spend time together. However you want to word it is however you want to word it, okay? But you want to get all those energies in. If you live in one of those types of areas that might not have that accessibility to it, maybe you might have to take a drive to a town that does. You know, maybe you have to get a little more creative with it. Maybe you go to the park, which was going to have a low energy, and then you go from there to a restaurant that has a little bit higher energy. Then you go get ice cream afterwards, which has a different energy to it. And then you round it out with a bar or you know, get a couple of drinks or something like that. But there's going to be, even if you live in a small town, there's going to be different places that you could potentially walk to. I've been in small towns. I've lived in small towns. I know that you can do that if you are imaginative, if it really is important to you, which it should be. And so here's the deal. Plot that out. You know, make the point to do all those things. And so what I like to do is I like to showcase different things that I'm good at. You know, I want to display some higher value. I want to I want her to buy what I'm selling, which I'm selling myself essentially, right? So the best way I'm going to do that, like anybody who does sales, is you want to build rapport with her. And by the way, going to all these different energy level places, that is going to build up that comfort and rapport a lot faster, okay? But here's the deal. What I want to do is I want her to invest into me, into the interaction that we're having. I don't want her to just be there because she's there. She committed to being there, and now she's there. Now she's kind of like, you know, like, this is okay, I guess. You know, I want her to be excited about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan that adventure. I'm going to do fun things, but it's not going to be just that one adventure. One of the things that I like to do is karaoke. Karaoke is always cool. I'm good at karaoke. I kill it. And so I'm going to, that might be my base. That might be where we're going to round things out. Okay. But earlier than that, maybe we break into an abandoned zoo, which I've been known to do a time or two in my life. All right. So get creative with how you're going to bounce and where you're going to bounce. You know, maybe there's a trivia night at an establishment. Maybe they have an improv thing going on. Maybe there's open mic poetry, stand-up comedy. You know, like there's all these things that you can do, that you can go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. All right, we're gonna get into number 2. Let's go. Number 2, your place. Okay, so this is one thing that I like to do in the beginning of our interaction. So, you know, I'm going to try to plan things, you know, in a location that's not going to be too awfully far from, you know, where I live or something like that. And this is one thing that you can do. Conveniently forget your ID. All right. So you have to go back to your place to get it. Now, here's the deal. This is why. All right. The reason being is because, look, you know, people just psychologically are going to be more comfortable with the atmosphere that they're used to, that they know, that they understand. Until she sees your place, she can only guess what it looks like. And there's going to be a sense of, she could be hesitant about going there, just because the fear of the unknown, right? So what I'm going to do is forget something and have to go back to my place. We're gonna go in for 10 minutes. You know, I might show her something cool, whatever, just for a few minutes, and then boom, we're right back out. Now she's been there, she's seen it, she gets the idea of what it is, what it looks like, more of what I'm about, she's more comfortable with me. And then if we're going to go back later, it's a place that she's already been to. It's a place she's already seen, she's comfortable with it, she knows it's nothing crazy, okay? So that's the beauty of that. But listen guys, if you want to know more about building out the type of lifestyle that you want, we're going to link up a link that you can see what modern flirting is all about and how you, as a guy with an entrepreneur mindset, the type of spirit that wants to get out there and accomplish things, the type of guy that wants to overcome the sticking points and wants to build out a better life for themselves. Those are the only types of guys that we want to work with. So look, click that link, see what we're about, and here's the deal, you'll be better off for it, and it's going to be the journey of a lifetime. All right, guys, I'm Dale Valor from Modern Flirting. We'll see you in the next one.